I'll take you through key global cues today. In fact, if you look at the Asian stocks, it's up for a slightly muted start amid a warning coming from the Federal Reserve on stretched valuations and gains in US shares on the back of positive economic data. A rising risk appetite across a variety of asset markets is leading to stretched valuations and creating vulnerabilities in the US financial system, the Fed said in its semi-annual financial stability report. Australian markets were flat. Nikkei was down close to around 0.17%, while Kospi was flat in trade today. If you look at the US stocks, well, the US stocks did climb as data showed that the world's largest economy is trending, overshadowing the inflation worries with investors still awaiting Friday's jobs report. Investors were buoyed by a report showing weekly jobless benefit claims were at the lowest in the COVID era, ahead of April non-farm payrolls and unemployment report due on Friday. Investors fear inflation may be more prolonged than what the Federal Reserve has conveyed. The spike in commodity prices, in particular the shortage of semiconductors and shipping resources, is worrying the market. The yield on the 10-year Treasuries was little changed at 1.57%. Dow was up 0.9% in trade at 34,584, while the S&P was up close to around 0.8% in trade. Nasdaq was up nearly around 0.4% in trade. If you look at the European stocks, well, the European stocks had a muted session with the travel sector leading declines, while food and beverages stocks did hit a 14-month high on the back of strong earnings. The Pan-European Stock 600 index closed 0.1% lower. Travel and leisure were the worst performers, falling 1.7% after UK rail operator Trainline reported an annual loss. Food and beverage stocks were the best performers for the day, pushed up by 5.2% rise in a particular stock after it reported first quarter earnings ahead of expectations. Investors also appeared to be spooked by the Bank of England slowing the pace of its $1 trillion bond purchasing program, although it stressed that the decision was not a change in the stance of monetary policy. DAX was up 0.17%, while CAC was up close to around 0.3% in trade. FTSE was up close to around 0.5%.